Hello, I'm Lee Hatcher for Growth Coaching International. In this short case study interview, we speak with Tegan and Sam Goodlad from the Djidi Djidi Aboriginal School in Western Australia. You'll hear the remarkable story of how the school executive team has embedded a transformational coaching culture in the school, even extending it across the wider community. We ask Sam, why coaching?
Look, I think for me, coaching is a way of being, and coaching was the approach that I addressed most conversations with. Prior to doing my accreditation, I didn't have anything to hang my hook on. I couldn't explain to someone else why it was the way that I did business. It was about my intuition. So when I had the opportunity to do my growth coaching training in the Northern Territory with Grant O'Sullivan, I finally had something to hang my hook on, and I could explain to other people and other leaders why I operated the way I did.
I think coaching became of interest to me as a leader when I looked at our school's team. I was a new leader and I saw that we had a real absence of trust. There appeared to be a lack of commitment among staff. We couldn't reach consensus on a lot of things, a lot of ambiguity around student achievement, and generally just a feeling of low expectations permeated the school. So after the expert review group came in 2012, it became very apparent that I couldn't fix this alone. And I guess when you're looking at building that guiding coalition, you want to surround yourself with people who you can make a little army out of. So we had a very small pocket of people in the school that I knew were on board. And I heard that there was an accredited coach, Sam Goodlad, floating around town, so that was very beneficial. So we recruited her to come and support us initially as a leadership team, but then that morphed into something a lot bigger, and she then took on the role of coaching our entire staff and working around their emotional intelligence, conflict resolution, building up that bank of trust in each other, and figuring out what our currency was. What one person's currency wasn't necessarily what another's. So she just helped us put wrap a little framework around those sorts of things.
So in 2012, Djidi Djidi Aboriginal School had the external review group come through that provided them with some data in regards to what they could do to better and improve the outcomes for students at Djidi Djidi. The deputy at the time there saw an opportunity to bring in the coaching approach. She had belief in her staff's capacity to create optimal learners in Western Australia, but she was aware that she couldn't do it solo. So we brought in what we call a three-pronged approach. So we had the coaching approach, her skills in terms of leadership, and then we brought in the Stronger, Smarter Institute and Scotty Gorringe to support us to develop our coaching culture.
I described the work that Sam and I have done together as transformational. I would say that we went from a very dysfunctional school to a highly functioning school. And I guess we had the skills there. There was never a doubt in my mind that our staff didn't have the skills. What we did not have was the tools. We did not have the language to effectively communicate with each other, our body language. It really all needed addressing. And I guess Sam gave us the ability to leverage from what we already had onto what we knew we could be. So coaching has provided that, and as a leader it's given me a framework to have some really tough conversations, which have been hard but great because we've had the relationship that Sam has helped us build. So yeah, it's been very transformational for us as a little school.
As a school, we invested a large amount of money in having an accredited coach on site. We were looking at about $130,000 a year, which wasn't sustainable for a small school of 100 students. We had to look at upskilling our staff in regards to peer coaching, and we accessed the services of Ben Kalia through Growth Coaching International, who upskilled our staff. To enable us to do that, we had to think outside the box and look for a grant, and we were successful in getting a grant through the Sydney Myer Foundation to the value of $60,000, which allowed us to get Ben in to do peer coaching.
Sustainability will always be one of the key issues or one of the issues that we face. We don't see it as a threat, we just see it that we need to keep looking at things differently. So Sam applied for a grant with the Sydney Myer Foundation, and through that grant we knew it was a one-time only deal. We enlisted the help of Ben Kalia to further help us get our teachers to peer coach. So the end game with that is that once we get our staff peer coaching each other, it would relieve the pressure on our growth coach Sam, and that should she ever have to step out, that we had invested in all of these tools for our staff to be able to continue on the journey. However, fortunately we haven't had to go down that road yet, but you've certainly seen a natural pullback from Sam because our staff are having those conversations, staff to staff, parent to teacher, and I guess our next most important step would be student to student.
For more information on Growth Coaching International's professional learning programs, head to www.growthcoaching.com.au.